things you have to complete. There are a couple of things that you have to complete first. One of the things is, if you have not done so already, please make sure you have completed your 2021, 22 FAFSA. I think I said that wrong, but 21, 22 FAFSA. Too many twos and zeros, sorry. So to make sure that we have the accurate FAFSA for you for this upcoming fall and spring semester. That is important because if you want aid to assist you with paying out for the fall 21 and the spring 22 semester, it has to be completed from a federal aspect. You complete your FAFSA also on www.studentaid.gov. Most graduate students receive federal funding in the amount of $20,500 for the year in unsubsidized loans. So you split that in half, that's going to be roughly about $10,250. But with the government, they actually withhold loan fees. So it'll actually be closer to about $10,200 that'll pay out towards your bill each semester from your unsubsidized loan. Also, we make available, but you would have to apply and qualify for, is what we call the Graduate Plus loan. The Graduate Plus loan is a 5-step application. Literally on the last step, it will let you know right then and there whether or not you have been approved. If you are approved, the amount that you ask for the most part, you will be awarded. If you're denied, sometimes it just helps to see what credit bureau has the negative reporting. You can do an appeal and see if you can get approved that way. Our office, when you come through our office on a graduate level, our office does not automatically award any type of scholarships. Those scholarships will either come from your department or come from external sources on a graduate level. Also, when you look in your Bison Web account, we have something that's called the terms and conditions. And essentially, it just kind of gives you the verbiage that you need to see as far as how the Office of Financial Aid operates, how we can make a reduction in your award package if you're receiving external scholarships and it's at your budget. And it just kind of gives you a breakdown of how we operate. Now, another thing I want you to be aware of, when you look at your award package, they have what you call, you'll see something called the cost of attendance or budget. All that is that's the max that a student can receive in scholarships, loans, or grants for an academic year. It is not your bill. Your bill is something totally different. Your bill is actually based off of your registration, and you'll see that when you go on your Bison Web account under Student Financial Services, View Bill. What I'm referring to is nothing more than a budget. We take in consideration direct and indirect costs. So for instance, tuition and fees are considered a direct cost. So 9 times out of 10, that'll be on your actual bill. But we also have an allocation for housing, transportation, personal miscellaneous. Those things are at your discretion. If you've already set aside some money for books, you may not need to use that allocation with your loans to yield a refund to take care of that. So when you look at your budget, and if you use the max within that budget or cost of attendance, it's going to give you a refund. And with that refund, you can use those funds for your discretion to handle whatever personal expenses that you may have after your bill is paid. Okay. From our office typically do not place any type of hold on any student's accounts. So if you see a financial hold, it's really a billing hold saying that you may have an outstanding bill. Oftentimes we do work hand in hand with that. So that may be that you have to go back in your Bison Web to complete a requirement in order to allow the funds to pay. When you initially see your award package, everything is in offered status. We will not create a loan for you until you initiate that process. So if you go in your Bison Web and say that you want to accept your unsubsidized loan, at that point, that's when we create the loan. If you go on studentaid.gov and complete the Graduate Plus loan application, and we get that information, at that point, we'll create the loan. We don't initiate any loans without you telling us or doing some type of prompt to let us know that you're interested in taking out any loans. I will stop there. Ask if you have any questions. You can put it in the chat, or I'm if you want to, I don't know if you want to unmute or however you want to control that, it's fine. I'm willing to take any questions that you may have so I can see how I can assist.
I don't think the presentation uploaded
Okay.
in the chat.
Okay, no problem. Let me see.
And so while you're doing that, I also want to let you all know that you won't be able to see anything under your student financial tab until you have registered. And so Ms. Brown, several of our students have already registered. We've got a handful that are taking care of some holds,
Okay.
be it medical or transcript, to get those taken off. But just know that it is the registration of classes that starts the whole billing process.
Correct. And also another thing that's good to know is the difference between part-time and full-time. Reason this is important is because it's the difference between being eligible to receive federal aid and not. So from a part-time aspect, you have to be registered in at least 4 credit hours. 4 is considered part-time. So if you have a course and you have a 3 credit course and you're trying to figure out why your aid didn't pay, it's because you're under the part-time rate. Minimum of 4 credit hours, 9 credit hours is considered to be full-time. I know everyone always wants to go ahead and try to complete all the way through on a full-time status, but we also understand sometimes life happens, but we want to make sure that if you do have to drop down and not be full-time, that you still at least qualify for the federal aid assistance. Okay.
And understand that the 9 credit hours equals full-time for financial aid. If the MSW program is 15 credit hours full-time. So just be mindful of that. Most people take the 5 classes for the corresponding semesters and they graduate. Especially that's for our MSW program. And for our PhD folks, you really have to pay more attention to the 9 credit hours, because if you drop a class or if you change anything, that's going to make you go below into the part-time status.
Now I just placed the presentation in the chat. I'll also, if I'm gonna put 2 of them on there. They're both the same, just 2 different formats, just in case one format doesn't work over the other. But you'll have both of those. Let's see, anything else or any frequently asked questions or anything that you would like me to provide? Oh, insight in. I do see a question that says it will not allow me to accept my Graduate Plus loan. That is correct, because the Graduate Plus loan is that credit-based loan. You have to go to www.studentaid.gov and complete the Direct Plus loan application. You'll see one that says, I am a parent, I am a grad student. Go to the one that says, I am a grad student for the 21-22 aid year. And that's where you actually complete that application. And if you're approved, we'll upload that information. The reason you see the Graduate Plus on your award package is more so to show you that that is another option you can take advantage of, but you can't accept it through Bison Web.
And what was that website again?
Sure, it's www.studentaid.gov.
Hello, Ms. Brown. This is Gordon Craig. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a virtual meeting with financial aid on the 15th.
Okay.
Should I hold my questions for then? Particularly, I was calling financial aid or trying to get in touch with you all about how things were going with my financial aid. And they said they couldn't give me information because they didn't have my social security number on file, but the social security number was on the application when I applied. So I'm very confused as to how to move forward.
It's okay. What I'll do, let me put my email in the chat. Send me an email with your Howard ID number. I'll be able to assist you with that. So let me explain what's happening. So oftentimes when we upload your FAFSA, we're uploading and attaching it to what's already in the system. So the identifiers that we look for in regards to attaching your FAFSA to your account is your social security number and the way your name and your name. So let's say, for instance, my name is Belicia Brown right now, but when I completed that FAFSA a few months ago, it was Belicia Harris. So what happens is the file doesn't always just automatically attach because everything isn't matching up. And so what's happening is because we use a social security number as the way to link and upload your account, that's probably why, and it might be blank on your actual page, on your student account on Bison, on Howard's end. It's, I can't even talk, it's creating a challenge for us to just automatically upload the FAFSA because we do everything systematically. We don't necessarily look at anything. When we start uploading FAFSAs, everything just kind of hits these three buttons. Okay, this is here, this is here, this is here, this is your FAFSA. So what you can do is send me an email with your ID. I'll look at your account and I can reach out to registrar to get the necessary assistance in getting your social updated so we can go ahead and put your FAFSA on your account so I can get you an award package out.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Now, still hold on to that appointment for the 15th.
Oh, I am.
Okay, I was getting ready to say, don't let go of it because, yeah, just in case something else comes up, you're already locked and loaded to speak with someone.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
No problem. All right. Let's see. Can you use a student loan to pay rent for off-campus housing, or do I have to sign up for private loans? So you can use your student loans to assist with off-campus housing. That goes back to applying for that, either that Graduate Plus loan or a private loan. Private loans can do the same thing. It still has to stay within your budget. So for the sake of conversation, let's say when you look at your cost of attendance, you see a budget of about $50,000. As long as the loans that you're asking for stay within that, you will be able to not only pay your student bill with the university, it will yield you a refund, and then you can use that to pay whatever personal expenses you need. Now, keep in mind, our budget is not for the year. It's only for 9 months, fall and spring. So it's a 9-month budget. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at rent. If you're trying to use this to stretch out to pay rent, you know, most leases are 12 months. Well, you're going to be short 3 months. And I'm gonna just tell you that up front, of being able to probably pay that rent unless it's something significantly cheap, or if you decide to come to summer school. And if you decide to come to summer school, that's the extra 3 months that will build you out to having aid for the entire year. But typically it's only good for nine months as far as our budgets. Okay. Problem with uploading Title IV forms, editing the file. Okay, when you can complete the Title IV authorization form, just send it to finaid@howard.edu and we'll go ahead and put that necessary update on your account.
Can you say that again?
Sure, finaid, FINAID @howard.edu. And I'm putting it in the chat as well.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. None of my award information will show in my portal until I register for classes. If there are holds, I will not be able to register for classes until they are cleared. Now, I do know holds are strong. So holds do prevent registration of classes for most folks. So yes, please fix those holds. As far as seeing your award package with us, you can see it, but nothing would move, if that makes sense. So you could very well see your unsubsidized loan, web accepted. You could very well go ahead and apply for the Grad Plus, and we put that on your account. But the problem is going to be when it's time for that money to pay, or you're trying to register, nothing's going to move then because you have that hold. So definitely try to resolve all of your holds as soon as possible. So you'll have a smoother transition. The hold I'm seeing the most right now is medical holds. So please stay on top of that. And with Med Proctor, just keep in mind a couple of things. When you upload your forms, don't upload your forms and be done with it. Please go back in a day or two and make sure that the forms that you uploaded were accepted. Oftentimes that's what's happening. It's not that you didn't submit the stuff. It's just a form. It's not the form that they were looking for, or it's missing a page, something simple most of the time. So make sure you stay on top of checking MedProctor to make sure that everything is clearing for you so you won't run into any hiccups along the way. Okay. Unable to access your HU email account. Contact you first. I hope to upload. Okay. Okay. When it comes to accessing your HU email account, Ms. Gammons, do they have a person of contact within the grad school, or do they send that to the registrar, the general registrar at howard.edu?
Let's see.
Okay.
Usually the requests go through Miss Jackson,
Okay.
and to create so you can access your HU email, that information can be found in your original acceptance letter that gives you detailed instructions.
I went through that. I couldn't get anything done. I sent letters of reminder to Ms. Jackson. I think she's been on vacation twice, and I haven't heard from her yet. And also I sent it through some other departments to help me, because I have some mails going in there, but I can access them.
Okay. We'll flag you and get that taken care of.
Thank you.
Now, I do see a question that said I applied and was approved for the Grad Plus loan, but Bison Web says it's an offer. Do I need to apply again? No. If you applied for a 21-22 Graduate Plus loan, you're fine. We're actually in the process of uploading those decisions now, so you should see a change in your status within the next week or two. So you'll be fine. We'll update it accordingly. The only thing I suggest is to make sure you completed the entrance counseling as well as the master promissory note for the Graduate Plus loan. So the entrance counseling takes care of both requirements for the unsubsidized loan as well as the Graduate Plus loan. But that master promissory note, that's two separate notes. The one that you do for the unsubsidized note loan, will not take care of the master promissory note for the Graduate Plus loan. And that's because there's two totally different interest rates involved between the two loans. So there's two separate ones. So make sure you've completed the master promissory note. So once we start posting it on the account and you see it, you won't run into any hiccups. Okay, anyone?
Yeah, could you repeat that again, please?
Sure, in regards to the master promissory notes?
Yeah, the Grad Plus loan.
Okay, yeah, and the Graduate Plus loan. So if you've already applied for a Graduate Plus loan for the 21-22 academic year, we're actually in the process of uploading those decisions now. So you will begin to see the updates on your Bison Web account. Just make sure you complete a master promissory note for the Plus loan, because that promissory note is different than a promissory note for the unsubsidized loan. And the reason there's two separate master promissory notes because there's two different terms of payment. The promissory note for the unsub has a different interest rate associated to it versus the Graduate Plus loan.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else or any other questions anyone can think of?
I want to switch gears here. Do you know the contact person that service veterans need to contact in order to get all of their items straightened out?
I believe it is Christopher Roan.
Okay.
Is the point of contact in the Veteran Affairs Office.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, please just be mindful that for the university, our fiscal year started July 1st. And so the fiscal budget for July for 21-22 is just being implemented, and that everything that you're working out on your student account, everything should be up, running, and good by August 16th. So you have some time to kind of get everything straightened out. It's better to do it way sooner than wait till later.
Mhm. Also, bills are due August 9th, but if you are already registered for courses, you should actually be able to see your bill now. They have updated that, so if you're in classes and registered already, you should be able to look in your Bison web under Student Financial Services and click on View Bill.
Hi, I have a question. So, I did put it in the chat. However, I just wanted to kind of come off mute to ask. So, I see that Ms. Jackson put me on the list for the transcript hold. I actually had 2 holds, 1 transcript, 1 medical, and I received confirmation that all of my documents were received in office June 28th, but I just don't see any movement on the portal with regards to that.
So Med Proctor has confirmed that they have received the documentation that you sent. The next step for Med Proctor is to batch up that report and send it to the university. Once the university reviews the report, they will take the hold off. So it's not instantaneous.
Right. So I appreciate you for that clarification, Ms. Gammons. For the medical portion, for the transcript portion though, what is that process?
So I think Ms. Jackson said that she's added you to the list to verify that your transcript has been received. We verify it on the school side.
Mm-hmm.
And then we send a list to graduate enrollment to let them know that we have it and to take the hold off.
I see. Okay.
And I said earlier in the meeting that graduate enrollment has been on vacation as well.
Oh, okay. I'm
So
sorry.
it's going to take a minute to get caught up.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm about to drop the link in regards from my teammates in the billing department so you can see payment due dates. If you're interested in the payment plan, it shows you how to sign up for that within your Bison account, and it'll show you kind of the breakdown. I think they have an enrollment time of between now and August 1st, 0% down. I think it's a $45 to enroll, but you can see how they break up your payments throughout the semester. Okay, so I'm gonna just drop that in the chat so you have access to see that information for important due dates.
Can you talk a little bit about the difference between financial aid and the Bursar's office?
Sure. So the Bursar office is your billing side of the house. They're responsible for giving you your bill. They're the ones that notify you if you have an outstanding bill. That is the office that will place a financial hold on your account. Financial aid, our office is just kind of like the middleman, the facilitator. If you say that, hey, I'm interested in using federal funds, all we do is place the award on the account, make sure that you've completed all steps necessary. So when Bursar hits the button for payments to take place, that it goes towards the bill. We don't handle any payment arrangements. We don't handle any bills, and we don't typically we don't place any type of financial hold on anyone's account. The only hold that our office does is if you're a transfer student kind of coming in the spring semester, we'll put a transfer monitoring hold just to make sure our award is correct, going against any other school, making sure you're not getting over awarded or getting too much aid in an academic year. But all we do is actually provide the awards. Also, the office that will award institutional scholarships that come from the department. Please also understand that we're the last office to see it. So there is a process. Anytime there is a departmental scholarship, it initiates with the department, but it has to go at least through 2 to 3 other offices and get approved before it gets to us. We are very much so the last step. So say for instance, if you have been made aware you have a scholarship coming through, if you were just made aware right then and there, 9 times out of 10, we don't have it yet because it has to go through 2 to 3 offices. We're the end step. So once everyone has put their approval, documented it, and has notation about what's being awarded, we then post it onto your account. But we don't have any information as far as where it is in the process. If we don't see it, we're not sure. We're the very last step, but we do award institutional aid as well. Okay, now a couple of things. I'm going to place a link in the chat as well as far as how to set up a virtual appointment with our office. And right now we're doing virtual appointments. It'll give you a calendar, show you the times that are available. Click and put your information in, and what happened is you'll have a person pop up, kind of similar to the environment we have right now, and you will speak with someone to be able to assist you through your questions and walk you through that process. Okay, 1 second. The first one I'm putting in, as far as the first link, is going to be the payment plan information from our teammates in the billing department. And then the next email you'll see will be the virtual appointment system that we use where you can sign up. And payment plans are typically, if you have questions about payment plans, that's typically through our bursar's office. And so their email is bursarhelp@howard.edu. Any other questions or anything that you may need some assistance on that I can probably assist with? So there's that, and then that's for your payment plan. And then this link here, I believe at this time, our office is the only office that's doing the virtual appointments. Not necessarily saying it will continue to be that way, but at this time, I believe we're the only ones. Everyone else, you can submit an email and probably request a phone call back, and they'll be able to assist that way.
Ms. Brown, do you remember when everybody had to stand in a line?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Down the hallway, around the hallway, down the steps.
Yep, camped out, exactly. So the best thing I would suggest is just try to knock out as much as you can within this month, because next month where you don't want to be is still trying to handle your finances and other obligations. At that time, you need to kind of be focused on the education and the classes at hand. Not having your finances and everything in order definitely places an extra burden on you. At least hopefully while we go through these things and kind of go back and forth, you clear all your holes, handle everything that you need to, so that you know when it's time to start, you can just start. The goal is to kind of keep you from having to come into the office at the beginning of the semester and things of that nature. So okay, somewhere, sorry, but did I miss the presentation link? I don't see it. I'll put it back on there. No problem. I'll drop the links back in, and I'll leave a link with you too, Ms. Gammons, just so you have it if anyone needs it. So that way everyone's covered.
And I also want to just follow up with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, we are not competing with the 3,000 and so incoming freshmen that are going to need to talk with the financial aid office and the bursar's office and the registration office. So our goal at the School of Social Work is to make sure you are completely set up before August, the first week of August, because after that, the lines get longer. The appointments get further and further out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just want to make sure that you're taken care of, because remember, when you come in for the orientation week and then school starts on August 23rd, that following week, you all are not only doing your classes, but you are out in the field as well at your agency-based placement. And so time you have a time commitment that prevents you from being on hold for a long time or trying to run and get things done. So that's why I make sure that you all get pushed to get everything done before the first week of August. Are there any other questions for Ms. Brown?
Ms. Brown, what should I expect next if I turn in my Title IV forms? What was the next step?
I'm sorry, if you turned in which forms?
The
Title IV.
Oh, the Title IV. Well, once
Yeah.
you turn that in, what'll happen is we'll just do the update on the account. I would say at this time, because we are now in the heart of peak, I would say please give it at least 5 to 7 business days. But we will update your account to show that we've received the form and updated based on your response.
Okay, so should I wait for the response through my email address or?
Yes, what'll happen is you'll get a response directly back. And then you can also check your Bison Web because folks tend to touch the Bison Web to update it first, and then you'll get the email later. But yes, just check your Bison Web account.
Thank you.
No problem. I see a question that asks, is the amount offered for the Grad Plus loan final or can we increase it? So that'll go back to that whole budget conversation. I believe most of how we package everyone, we package you with the most that you're eligible to receive in the plus loan. So the amount offered is the max that you can ask for. So, so the max is already out there. If you want to use max option, you can. That's as much as you can get, but you won't be able to get anything outside of that because you have to stay within the budget that's shown for you. How do we set up an appointment when it states no appointments available for the month of July and August? We here. We're in the thick of it. So I did provide my email address earlier. I'll drop it back in again. And I'll do my best to assist as well, but I'm also assisting with appointments, the virtual appointments as well. But if you send me an email, we can see what we can do to maybe do a phone conference or schedule a virtual as well. More times than not, though, it will be after our business hours. The virtual appointments are set up between 9 and 5. So if you send me an email, I'll do my best to see what I can do to try to provide some type of support, but it will probably be after the hours of 5 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
No problem. And
Thank you.
no problem. Wish everybody much success. And Ms. Brown, your original acceptance email, Howard University Admissions. Oh, I don't know if that's for me. Maybe that's Miss Deja Brown. It's a lot of Brown. Sorry, I saw Miss Brown and started reading. I apologize. Yeah, wish everyone much success. Again, there's my contact information. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I apologize in advance because my response may be at any time of the day. So you don't feel like you're obligated to respond back if I respond back extremely early, but I will definitely make sure I touch everyone to try to help the best way I can. All right, y'all take care. And
Thank you.
no problem. Everyone be safe.
Thank you.
No problem.